denizens of YouTube. In response to I am not logged in, where do you get your morality from, and please explain? The amazing power of empathy. It is adaptive to understand how other people think and feel. We are also very closely related as a species, so I try not to hurt anyone any more than to the extent that they are hurting me. I also like to be a hero every once in a while. Why do you not accept religion? Please explain how you came to your conclusions. My religious beliefs were trying to get me to impose them on my girlfriend at the time. She asked me a very good question. Do you think I'm a good person? I said yes. She continued, then why do you want to change me? The only thing that was holding me onto these religious beliefs at the time was an emotional tie, and that was broken with what seemed like a beam of logic. And that girlfriend has been my wife for over 8 years now. What is the meaning and purpose of your life? The meaning and purpose of my life is to be a good husband and a person, to improve the world in some way, and to be creative and to seek truth. These are goals that I have set for myself. What is the greatest thing that you've done for others? I've given blood, and I've talked to people having severe bouts of depression. Would I kill for atheism? No, but I would die in defense of atheists as well as religious people. Why are you an atheist and consider your position valid? There is evidence directly contradicting any form of God, with the possible exception of the God that exists but simply leaves no evidence, which I call the conspiracy theory God. If you died and discovered a God existed, what would you say to he, she, or it? I would ask, do you know anything of your own origins? What happened before the Big Bang? Are you from a different planet, universe, dimension? How do you know that this isn't a drug or brain injury-induced hallucination? Are you a creator, omnipotent, omnipresent, omniscient, all-loving, and faultless? Why is there suffering in the world? Did miracles ever happen? Is there a heaven, hell, limbo, etc.? Are there other gods? Why so secretive? Did you actually hear our prayers? Did you create the universe, the planet, life, humans, intelligence? Were we really just made to make you happy? What religion is the most dangerous in your eyes today and in the past? The religion that can do the most in a single act to terrify people is probably Islam, but one must take scale into effect. Christianity is larger and impacts more people. I think that it causes more suffering in the whole world. Name 3 peaceful religions that you have no issue with. There are no religions with which I have no issue because they all distort reality. Judaism is better than most since it emphasizes education and achievement. Baha'i is based on being peaceful, and the Sikhs also believe in a similar philosophy. What would it take for you to believe in a God? It would take evidence that outweighs the greatness of the claims of that God. Would the world be a better place without religion? Yes, there would be a more realistic view of the world. How do you feel about government and politics? I feel that we need to participate in government and politics in order to represent what we need and desire in our society. If you could go back in time and kill Hitler and Stalin as babies, would you do it? No. It probably wouldn't stop the problem. Hitler and Stalin may have done greater crimes than others like them, but there are others like them. It would have been better to go back in time and improve Germany's economy. Why is stem cell research so important? Stem cell research is the cutting edge of medicine. If we do not pursue it, we are basically telling people with diseases like Parkinson's that their problems are not a priority. Is abortion evil? No. I once thought that it was. I thought that it was murder. However, I now realize that the fetus doesn't even have thoughts in its head. It cannot oppose being destroyed. It has no will. The mother's will outweighs it 100%. Only a belief in supernatural soul, for which there is no evidence, would make abortion appear evil. What would the circumstances need to be for you to approve of torture? If I felt particularly draconian, I would take a convicted mass murderer that has been through our court system and tested with all the latest forensic equipment and appears unrepentant for the crime and eviscerate him on public television if it would prevent a copycatting or further planned attacks. However, I would not do this to get information, and I would not let our government do it. The Constitution prohibits cruel and unusual punishment. This would have to be a privately run torture, and I would probably go to prison for it. Should we try to save animals from going extinct? I would say some of them. We can't save everything, but we should try to stop some of the mass extinction that we've caused. Do I approve of capital punishment? I approve of it in theory. The American system makes it too costly and doesn't have enough safeguards in place, so not in America. Do you believe in aliens, ghosts, souls, or supernatural forces? There may be aliens, but I don't believe in them. I'm confident that there are no supernatural forces. Would you sacrifice yourself for a loved one with the chance that you may end up in hell for being an atheist? I already covered the sacrifice part, but I have about as much chance of ending up in hell as I do in Wonderland, Neverland, or Oz. Explain in detail the process of death. Brain cells cease functioning to the point that they can no longer support consciousness, which is the end of human life. Then they fail to support bodily functions like breathing and the beating of the heart, which is the end of the bodily life. Every cell in the body slowly dies unless it's kept in a culture. Have I ever been dead? As I am not logged in said, I wasn't alive before I was born. But if you mean dead as in without human consciousness, I've been knocked unconscious before. However, I have not suffered a full bodily death since I've been alive, nor do I feel like it's necessary to do so to study the happenings of death. We are all matter and energy, and we can observe how our systems slowly build up and break back down.